Have you ever questioned why some individuals see their 100th birthday, while others face challenges in their 70s? The reality is, living a long life isn't only about heredity. It's about the health problems you have managed to avoid. If your body has steered clear of particular ailments by this stage, it is frequently a telling indicator that your internal workings remain robust enough to support you well past the typical life expectancy. In this presentation, we are uncovering the 5 primary health conditions that quietly reduce lifespans after the age of 60, and how not being affected by them might signal you are on a path to reach 100 or more. These are not unusual disorders or random misfortunes. They are the common illnesses that gradually wear down wellness without any obvious alert. Stay until the conclusion, because comprehending these 5 conditions could entirely transform your perspective on growing older. You will not only learn what to be mindful of, but also how to safeguard your body from them for the next 30 years. Now let us begin. Number 1. Cardiovascular illness. If you have passed age 60 without heart disease, you have already overcome one of the largest obstacles to achieving 100. Cardiovascular illness continues to be a principal cause of mortality among older individuals. The explanation is straightforward. Your heart is both your body's motor and its timer. When it weakens, everything else starts to decline. But if your heart remains strong, it indicates your blood vessels are supple, your blood flow is effective, and your body is still handling strain and internal inflammation adequately. Most individuals imagine heart disease as something abrupt like cardiac arrest, but in fact, it develops silently over many years. Minute plaques form inside arteries, limiting blood flow. Blood pressure gradually increases, placing stress on the vessel walls. With time, the heart must labor harder merely to complete its ordinary duties. That steady deterioration is what cuts life short. But when you have reached your 70s or even 80s with a sound heart, it means your way of life, genetic makeup, and stress management routines have combined in your benefit. I recall a gentleman named Albert who lived to 96. He often said, "Your heart keeps a diary of how you treat yourself." He was not an athlete, but he strolled each morning, consumed basic meals, and kept his anxiety low. He never used tobacco, seldom consumed alcohol, and most significantly, he found laughter each single day. When physicians examined him in his 80s, his arteries appeared decades younger than his chronological age. You do not need to be flawless to guard your heart, but you do need to be persistent. Evading heart disease boils down to the decisions you make daily, how you move, what you consume, and how you think. Consistent physical movement, even mild walking or yard work, maintains blood circulating and arteries flexible. Unprocessed foods rich in fiber and natural fats guard against plaque. And steady emotional equilibrium reduces cortisol, the stress chemical that harms your heart quicker than any food ever could. If you have avoided cardiac issues up to now, it is a reason to rejoice, but not to become careless. Many people in their 70s develop silent high blood pressure or irregular heartbeats without detection. Continue monitoring your blood pressure, cholesterol, and pulse. These minor examinations are the insurance plan for your long life. Your heart does not merely decide how long you live. It affects how well you live. When it is powerful, your vitality, memory, and even your disposition stay more acute. The absence of heart disease is more than fortune. It is evidence that your body remains in rhythm with life itself. Number 2. Metabolic disorder. If you have reached this age without diabetes, your body has preserved one of its most precious protections: metabolic stability. Diabetes does not only elevate blood sugar, it silently injures blood vessels, nerves, kidneys, eyes, and even the mind. People who evade it well into their senior years often share one trait in common. Their body still understands how to heed its own signals. Diabetes starts long before it is identified. It begins when the body's cells cease reacting correctly to insulin, the hormone that permits sugar to enter cells for energy. Over time, sugar accumulates in the bloodstream, thickening it, slowing circulation, and weakening nearly every system. It is not an instantaneous disease. It is a slow takeover. But if you have escaped it into your 70s or 80s, it is a sign that your body is still notably durable. I once met a man named Henry, 83, who never tallied calories, but lived by one straightforward guideline: eat until you are content, not stuffed. He avoided sweetened beverages, kept his meals moderate, and stayed active through landscaping. His blood sugar levels remained ideal well into his later years. When asked his secret, he said, "I do not feed my body what makes it battle itself." That one statement captured what science now confirms. Moderation shields the metabolism better than any prescription. Avoiding diabetes also shields the remainder of your organs from hastened aging. Elevated blood sugar stiffens arteries, strains the kidneys, and raises the risk of cognitive decline. That is why people who stay free of diabetes often sustain clearer thinking, stronger hearts, and better eyesight. Their blood vessels stay flexible, their energy consistent, and their body's repair mechanisms continue to operate efficiently. But prevention does not cease after 60. Even if you have avoided diabetes thus far, lifestyle choices still matter. Consuming balanced meals with whole grains, lean proteins, and ample vegetables keeps insulin levels stable. Staying hydrated, preserving a healthy weight, and obtaining sufficient rest all cooperate to keep the body's sugar balance intact. Diabetes is one of the great thieves of longevity. The fact that you do not have it means your body is still cooperating with you, not opposing you. You have maintained the equilibrium that medicine tries endlessly to recreate. And that balance, more than anything, is the silent foundation of a long, graceful life. If you are still viewing this presentation and finding these insights useful, please comment the number 2 below to let me know you are here. And if you have not subscribed yet, I suggest you subscribe and activate notifications so you do not miss any videos. Your support assists us in continuing to produce valuable content to inform and motivate you. Now let us proceed. Number 3. Cerebral vascular event and circulatory conditions. If you have lived this long without ever suffering a stroke, minor stroke, or serious circulatory episode, your body has already passed one of the most perilous thresholds of aging. Strokes do not just end lives, they often alter them permanently, robbing people of speech, movement, or memory in a single moment. The fact that you have not faced one yet means your blood vessels, blood pressure, and brain circulation are still performing the way nature intended, even after decades of use. A stroke happens when blood flow to part of the brain is abruptly interrupted. Sometimes it is caused by a clot obstructing a vessel. Other times, it is a weakened artery that ruptures, flooding brain tissue with blood. In either case, it is not just the episode itself that is hazardous. It is the harm left behind. But if you have avoided these events, it tells us something powerful about your health. Your vascular system is still resilient, flexible, and strong. That strength does not occur by chance. It is the outcome of decades of subtle discipline. What you eat, how you move, and how you handle stress. I once met a woman named Irene, 87, who still walked half a mile every morning and took time to breathe deeply before bed. Her doctor once told her, "Your arteries are more supple than some people 30 years younger." She smiled and said, "That is because I never let resentment stay overnight." Science supports that. Stress constricts arteries and hastens plaque buildup, while calm and gratitude promote circulation and vascular repair. Avoiding stroke also means you have likely managed your blood pressure well. High blood pressure is termed the silent killer for a reason. It seldom causes pain until the damage is complete. By keeping yours steady, you have protected not only your brain, but your kidneys, eyes, and heart. It means your blood vessels are still able to expand and contract efficiently, supplying oxygen where it is needed most. There is also a compelling link between circulation and longevity. People who sustain good blood flow tend to age more gracefully because their organs, muscles, and even skin receive consistent oxygen. Their hands stay warm, their thinking stays sharp, and their hearts recuperate faster after effort. The absence of circulatory disease is not just luck. It is one of the clearest signs that your inner plumbing is still clear and strong. If you have reached your 70s or 80s without a stroke, you have achieved what millions wish for: a brain still nourished by clean, robust vessels. Your clarity of thought, balance, and even your personality remain intact because your body has maintained one of its most essential systems. That is not fortune. That is the quiet reward of years of mindful living and the surest sign that your path toward 100 is still wide open. Number 4, malignancy. If you have reached this phase of life without being diagnosed with any form of cancer, it is one of the strongest indicators that your body has mastered one of nature's toughest battles: cell stability. Cancer is not merely a disease. It is a breakdown of the body's capacity to control how cells grow, divide, and repair. The fact that your body has maintained that control well into your senior years means that your immune system, your DNA repair mechanisms, and your metabolic balance are still operating in harmony. Every day, even in perfectly healthy people, small clusters of irregular cells appear. Most are eliminated before they ever become dangerous. That is your immune system performing its job, quietly detecting, attacking, and clearing potential threats. The older we become, the slower that defense becomes. But if you have reached your 70s or 80s without a major cancer diagnosis, it means your defenses are still alert and responsive. I once met a woman named Eleanor who lived to 102. When people asked her secret, she said, "I never let bitterness reside in my body." She was not being poetic. She meant it literally. Scientists now understand that chronic stress, unresolved anger, and inflammation can suppress the immune system, permitting abnormal cells to grow unchecked. Eleanor's calm nature, along with her diet of greens, herbal tea, and sunlight, helped keep her immune system strong after her peers began to decline. Avoiding cancer also has much to do with what you have chosen not to do: smoking, excessive drinking, or neglecting regular screenings. Many older adults who live long cancer-free lives share one trait in common: vigilance. They notice small changes early. They listen to their bodies. They maintain preventive checkups even when they feel fine. If you have avoided cancer this long, it is not just luck. It is a reflection of lifestyle, mindset, and genetics all cooperating in your favor. It means your cells still follow their natural rhythm, dividing, repairing, and resting as they should. That harmony is what grants your body the potential to endure well into the century mark. Cherish that balance. Keep nurturing it with wholesome food, steady rest, meaningful conversation, and joy. Those are not trivial things. They are medicine in disguise. If you are still viewing this presentation and finding these insights valuable, please comment the number 4 below to let me know you are here. And if you have not subscribed yet, I suggest you subscribe and activate notifications so you do not miss any videos. Your support assists us in continuing to produce valuable content to inform and motivate you. Now let us proceed. Number 5, chronic respiratory disease. If your lungs are still clear, your breathing is steady, and you have never faced chronic lung disease, such as COPD or emphysema, that alone positions you far ahead on the path toward a long life. Our lungs are the body's gateway to vitality. Every cell depends on them for oxygen. And when they remain strong past 70, it means your entire internal network is still thriving. Most people underestimate how fragile the lungs become with age. They think of breathing as automatic, but the lungs are muscles and tissue that stiffen over time. Decades of pollution, infections, or smoking can scar them, making it harder for oxygen to reach the bloodstream. But if you have made it into your later years without chronic shortness of breath, coughing fits, or recurring infections, it means your respiratory system still possesses the elasticity and resilience of youth. One man I met years ago, named Walter, lived to 101. He never owned sophisticated health devices, but every day he took lengthy morning walks, even in cooler weather. He said the lungs are like children. They behave if you exercise them. Science agrees. Deep, steady breathing and physical movement keep the lungs open, flush out stale air, and help maintain strong circulation through the chest. Walter's lung function at 90 was what most people have at 60, all because he refused to let them rest excessively. Avoiding chronic lung disease also shields every other organ. When your lungs can deliver oxygen efficiently, your heart does not have to strain, your brain stays alert, and your immune system operates more effectively. Seniors with strong lungs heal faster, sleep better, and think more clearly. It is no coincidence that the longest-living people in the world tend to reside in places with clean air and outdoor lifestyles. But even if your lungs are healthy now, protecting them remains a lifelong task. Air quality, posture, and hydration matter. Many older adults unknowingly restrict their own breathing by sitting too long or slouching. Standing tall and expanding your chest even a few times daily increases lung capacity and keeps the muscles around your ribs flexible. Your home environment also plays a large role. Avoid exposure to chemical cleaners, smoke, or dust whenever possible. Ventilate your space. And if you live in an area with poor air quality, consider indoor plants. They filter toxins and provide a natural source of oxygen. Nutrition helps too. Foods rich in antioxidants, berries, leafy greens, citrus, and green tea protect the delicate tissues of your lungs. Staying hydrated thins the mucus that builds up naturally with age, helping your lungs expel waste more easily. What is most remarkable about strong lungs is how they mirror your overall vitality. They are not isolated organs. They reflect your habits, your environment, and your mindset. If your breathing is deep and effortless, it means your body still possesses rhythm and balance. Avoiding chronic lung disease does not just extend life, it preserves independence. You can walk, laugh, and rest without gasping for air. You can travel, climb stairs, and play with your grandchildren without fatigue. Every clear breath is a quiet victory, and every one you take after 70 is a sign that you have mastered one of the most important keys to longevity. Final thoughts. If you have made it into your later years without heart disease, metabolic disorder, stroke, malignancy, or chronic respiratory disease, your body is already telling you something extraordinary. You have built a foundation for a century of life. These are not random strokes of luck. They are signs of balance, of daily choices made with awareness, and of an internal system that has withstood the test of time. Reaching advanced age without these illnesses means your organs still communicate the way they should. Your circulation flows freely. Your immune system still fights effectively, and your body remains adaptable to change. It is proof that you have lived not just long, but wisely. Every habit, what you eat, how you rest, how you manage stress, how you forgive, has quietly shaped your resilience. But longevity is not only about avoiding disease. It is about nurturing vitality. The people who live to 100 do not chase youth. They respect rhythm. They eat simply, move daily, keep curiosity alive, and stay connected to others. They adapt rather than resist. And above all, they never stop believing that life still holds purpose. So if you are viewing this and you are free of these 5 illnesses, take a moment to recognize how rare and remarkable that is. You have already won half the battle for a longer life. Now your task is to protect what you have built by keeping your body active, your mind curious, and your heart at peace. Longevity is not a number. It is a relationship with life itself. A daily commitment to gratitude, moderation, and movement. Keep that relationship strong, and reaching 100 will not just be possible. It will feel natural. Thank you for joining us today. We would enjoy hearing from you. Leave a comment below and share one insight you gained today and how you intend to use it in your life. Your reflections are important to us, so do not hesitate to share them. Reading your comments provides us great motivation and encouragement. If you appreciated this presentation and found it helpful, please like, subscribe, and share. Your support helps us continue creating valuable content to inform and inspire you. Thank you for watching, and we anticipate seeing you in the next video.